Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're here, I just want to give a big thanks for coming on over and basically listening to what I have to say. So, as you can see from the title of this video, I just want to address a few things. This is not intended to offend anyone, but it's just something that is heavy on my mind, especially where I am located, where I'm living at the moment. So let's just get into it.
Leaders in southern China are denying allegations of coronavirus racism, insisting that foreigners are not being discriminated against. Africans living in Guangzhou say that they're being kicked out of their homes and face harassment as health workers step up testing for imported infections. The African Union, Nigeria and Ghana are calling on the Chinese government to address concerns. Professor Keith Richburg is the director of the Journalism and Media Studies Centre at the University of Hong Kong. He says there has been discrimination against Africans living in China for some time now.
So, as you guys already know, I live in Shanghai, and I love Shanghai. It's a great city. But one of the first things that I noticed and that I pretty much disliked was that my race was a big deal. Like, it was a big deal, and not necessarily in a good way. So the picture taking and the people touching you and things like that, I feel that that behavior is can be quite normal in a lot of countries that don't see other people a lot of the time. So it was something that I was able to accept, although I didn't like it. And sometimes it can even be a bit flattering. You'll get some compliments, and just people want to take pictures with you and things like that. And that is totally okay, because there are people that are just like kind of interested, and then there are people who are plain old like they kind of view black people as like animals, you know what I'm saying? So I started to see people taking pictures and laughing, people having their pictures sent around in group chats and things of that sort with very nasty things like, oh, this person is so black and ugly, oh, this person looks like a monkey. Here in this country, people really don't care about asking. So if they have the decency to say, hey, I want to take a photo of you, then I think it's probably from a better place. So I usually allow them to take a picture of me. But yeah, I've become more strict. That was one of the first things that I did notice once I arrived here. And like I said, you know, I am living in this country, so some things I need to adjust to. It's not much I can do, mainly because this is not something that's done every now and then, or something that's done every here and now. It's all the time. Like if you take the train, it's all the time. And I also just want to be very clear. Like I said, this does not go to everyone. For every person that has harassed me or followed me around or has yelled racist remarks to me in Chinese, there are people that have stopped what they're doing to help me. There are people that have told me that I'm beautiful and they love my skin. There are people that are very friendly and they want to get to know me. So I just really want people to understand that it really is all about the individual. I personally don't judge people just off of like a group of like ethnicity. And I've learned that like you get good people no matter where you go, because obviously, like, understanding China and Chinese culture, I do understand that most people are raised to be racist. Like the majority of them are raised to whiter skin is better, you know what I mean? For the most part, like once you kind of leave city center, you still get the stares, you get the picture taking, you get the people wanting to touch you and things like that and treating you like an animal. And people that do know better, whether they studied in other countries, whether they're more educated, whether they were just simply taught to not do these things, they like to excuse this behavior a lot. And that's what got me. I feel as though with my family, I can only speak from my experience, my family and friends, when they do things, and I know it's because they don't know any better, but I know it's a nasty thing, or it's offending someone else, or it's making someone else feel comfortable, I have no problem telling these people, look, you can't do that. This makes this person uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, let's do better. You wouldn't want anyone to do that to you. Even if you have to break it down to where they understand, I feel like it's my duty to do so. You know what I mean? Like, I know better, so why would I just let these people go on this way? They excuse that behavior. They're like, oh, they never seen anyone like you, so it's fine. Oh, it's nothing bad. They're just, they just never seen anyone before. But a lot of times it's like they don't care that they're staring at you and they're making you feel uncomfortable because they feel that you're black and like, who are you, or you're in my country. And that attitude is just like overall disgusting. So that's something that I was really offended by, you know what I mean? So here in China, there has been a few different things that have gotten blown out of proportion, or just like a crazy response based on like media or like news that has been put out there. And I must say, like, we already spoke about the coronavirus, COVID-19, and how China has had a lot of backlash. People being scared of them or scared to be near them and treating them a certain way, especially in America and the UK. I know it's happened, and I can strongly say that I feel bad for those people that it has happened to, and I wish that the world did not respond to corona like that. But I think to treat people in that disgusting way is not the way to go about it, and people know better, you know what I'm saying? I think there's no excuse for it. I'm sorry that happened to those people. However, now in China, there is something really weird is happening, where now we have Chinese people treating black people, and especially Africans, like shit. I don't understand. It's like, in this country, we already have a hard time. There's already people that are treating us like animals in a fucking zoo. We already have people openly not giving us jobs, openly telling us they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. People, when they get upset and they have a disagreement in business, first thing that Chinese people say is about the color. You know what I mean? It's never about character or just like, you're stupid. It's always you're a black ugly monkey. And I think, that's how it is already. So for now, all of a sudden, now that China has calmed down and things are picking up to getting back to normal, there's this like anti-blackness thing happening where the people don't want to rent to Africans or black people. They're kicking them out on the street. They're not letting them into restaurants. When I arrive, the owner or the person will only run up to me and ask me to show proof of have been quarantined before or whatever. And I'm just like, there are so many other people walking in. Like, how is this proactive? You should check everyone. You know what I mean? Why is it just me? So I've been on a train and people have given me disgusting looks and like ran away. It just makes it really difficult to live here because I feel that it's the majority. And when the majority is acting this way, especially another group of people of color, like whether Chinese people want to admit of being of color, Asians are of color, you know what I'm saying? And I know that they have their own colorism within their own community, but it's just like emotionally, it's like they don't give a fuck. Like, they're just treating us so badly. And I just had to make this video about it because I know that people are speculating and they think it's just Guangzhou and stuff. No, it's everywhere in China, and it doesn't even matter if it was one city or not. It's poor behavior. And what I would say is I don't have a solution for racism and for colorism, so I can't really tell them, like, you just can't be that way, because even if they apologize, which they have already, a lot of the workers in Guangzhou have came forward and apologized for the behavior that has happened, but it's only to save face, because they don't want to ruin relationships or seem as racist as they are.
It means neither.
You said the N-word. I don't know how to spell it, so I don't know what it means.
We're sorry to say it, but it's like racism.
It's a bad word.
It's rude.
It's rude.
Yes.
What does it mean, like?
Skin tight.
Oh, for black people?
Yeah. Who told you?
Someone, but so it's quite a racist word, basically. Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
Planning to tell black people
Oh really?
why.
No, because someone said it. Yeah, someone said it.
you?
Sorry, I wanted to know what it means.
That was a bad word.
Oh, that's a bad word.
Really bad word. Not a good way to call people.
Is it like the N word?
Oh yeah, really.
Oh really? Oh my god. Oh. Thank you for telling me what it means, because I was so confused. I thought it was like a compliment or something like that.
I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not being loud. I'm not doing nothing. I'm minding my own business. I'm walking down the street and there's these two guys. They're on the other end of the sidewalk. And I see that he's looking at me really, really ugly. He's like looking at me like up and down. He's like... I was like, whatever, like I've been getting these kind of looks like since I got here, so like whatever, but this one was like really strong. And then I noticed that we're no longer walking like this. He's kind of like swerving towards me to go in front of me, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's gonna ask me something. He's gonna ask me something. These two guys, he gets in front of me. He looks me up and down with the ugliest look possible. He stops. He hawks up a loogie. And he spit on my shirt. Type of stuff in America. But this type of racism like hurt my feelings. Like it just sucked walking around and getting those type of looks, or just knowing that you're somewhere where you're not wanted. It really like hurt my feelings in a way. It made me feel sad, not angry, just sad. It was just like, why do you hate me? You don't even know me. Like, why do you hate me? Like, so many people hating you, that's just such an ugly feeling. So like the atmosphere of living there was just bad for me, and I really wanted to leave. Like, I would be on the train and it'll be packed, and I'm not joking, there'll be a seat next to me on both sides, and like no one would want to sit next to me. It seriously sucked. And
I just want for the younger generation and for the people that do know better to stand forward and say like, hey, this isn't right. You know what I mean? Like, this behavior isn't right. How do we correct it? Like, talk to your grandparents, talk to your parents. Let them know this is not okay, because in 2020, you have children in a city like Shanghai, which is a very like busy international city. You have children that find the worst insult to say to another child is to call them black. Like, I've seen situations where people are like, I want to hurt somebody, I'm going to say that they look black because they're the slightest bit darker than me. And that will make another child hate themselves. Like, damn near jump off a cliff. What does that say about this, you know what I mean, this country? That the worst thing that you can say to another person is that they look black. I just really want for China to stop what they're doing to black people, because I find that the black people that come here, we don't cause any problems. We don't give anyone any issues. Come here, we do our jobs, and, you know, we're respectable. We don't look down on Chinese people. We don't cause problems with Chinese people. We come here to better the lives of children a lot of times, to better the business here a lot of the times. So I just feel like it would just be the slightest bit of appreciation if they stopped what they were doing in Guangzhou. Like, it's not fair for people to be kicked out of their homes. I've been hearing a lot about African countries retaliating, because as you guys know, there's a lot of Chinese people that live in other countries, whether that's America, whether that's the UK, especially in Africa. China has relationships with African countries, whatever that may be. I'm hearing that there is being retaliation where these African countries are gathering up the Chinese people, and you know, I don't know if they're threatening to deport them or whatever the case may be. On one end, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, stand up and do something, because what does one do? Like, what are they supposed to do when they have people here in China who are out on the street and can't even get food, and they can't get back into their countries because of the coronavirus? They're in a really bad situation. If you have Chinese people treating African people like shit, and then you have African people treating Chinese people like shit, where does it end? It's not that I didn't already know, but I really, really understand how deeply rooted racism and colorism is, like, and it's sad. And I just want to say, like, to anybody of color and anybody white who knows better and who stands for a good cause, the seed was planted for us to do those kind of, you know, to fight amongst each other. Like, that was the whole point. Like, create a system that has them fighting each other, and we stay at the top. I just think that it has to stop, you know, especially here in China. Shanghai is a great city, but I think that they're gonna miss out on a lot amazing workers. People are not going to want to come to a country like this where race is everything. And let me just go ahead and say that it's not just towards Black people. I have a friend who was harassed in like 2 apartment complex where they would just like and bother her, knock on her door, and just all types of weird things because she was a foreigner. So there is a community of like anti-foreign, you know, people that happens as well. So it's not just Black people. It's just obviously, I think when it comes to Black people, I feel that others think that they can treat us like shit because we're at like the bottom of like the podium. You know what I mean? It definitely influences me to not want to be here anymore. And I get sad because I've made so many great Chinese friends and met so many great Chinese people, but like sometimes the bad outweighs the good, and it's like do I feel safe here? Like, what does this mean? Like, what if someone throws me out of my house and they get away with it because I'm a Black citizen, because I'm a Black person living here? A lot of people do not want to support Chinese businesses anymore because of, finally the light has been shed on how racist Asians, especially Chinese, can be. I don't think it really helps much with us becoming a better people. But I think for Black people, you know, we have a hard time getting business open and being successful. We have a harder time than other communities in America. So the idea that we will 100% support our own and not support those who have shown us that they don't really like us, they don't really care for us, I do support that. And it's sad because in a perfect world, I will get, you know, support whoever's business, you know. Back at home, my nail techs are from Cambodia and I love them to death. And I personally think that they are not racist people. You understand? But I think when it comes down to, you know, marriage and kids and business, I can't promise you that they will not show any hatred for Black people then. If they were living in China where I am right now, would they stand up for someone treating me like shit? Probably not. So the idea of just kind of being like, you know what, let's support our own people and not give racist people our coins is kind of sounds good to me. And I feel bad because like I have Chinese friends and I love them dearly, but at the same time, like I think it's bigger than the individual because you have China who stands as one big community. The people that know better, they don't get in between how others may feel about Black people. They just let deep conversation to have that like I can go on and on and on and on and on, you know? Is really showing, I appreciate Corona because Corona is really showing the world what we need to see, which is like a mirror. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Corona's like putting a mirror up in front of us and being like, okay, these are the fucking problems that you have. You need to work on it as people. And as people, I am so, like, I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but godly, like, I'm just so disappointed, like, in the human race, you know?
It's just, you know, it's been a rough few weeks, Murray.
You know, like, I really am. Like, Corona has showed us that we got a lot of shit to work on. Caring about others, like, I just feel like we generally don't care about other people. Why? Like, who raised us to be this way? I just want for us to be better people, you know, and you have a voice and to use it. But like, let's really, as my generation I'm talking to, like, let's really get together and talk about how we can do better. You know what I mean? I hope this video touched some of you guys, and this is like near and dear to my heart because I love Shanghai. And any Black people listening, I want you to know that you're beautiful and to not let these things get to you. Love you guys. Thank you for having a conversation with me. Mwah.